Now, shifting our focus to a story that has grabbed global attention, not just for what happened inside the boxing ring, but for the explosive scenes that followed moments later behind the curtain. What unfolded in Dubai was not just another crossover boxing contest. It became a talking point across continents, lighting up social media timelines, igniting debates about sportsmanship, and reminding the world why combat sports are as much about emotions as they are about skill. Because while Indian professional boxer Niraj Goyat walked away with a decisive victory, the night refused to end quietly. Instead, it ended in confrontation. A fight won, but a night still boiling. The bout itself was part of the Misfits Boxing event, a platform known for blending professional fighters with crossover combat athletes and outspoken personalities. Expectations were high, cameras were ready, the crowd was loud, and the stakes, though unofficial, were personal. On one side stood Niraj Goyat, India's seasoned professional boxer, calm, composed, focused, a fighter who has built his career on discipline, technique, and ring intelligence. On the other side was Anthony Taylor, an American fighter known as much for his mouth as for his fists. A crossover combat athlete with experience across MMA and boxing, Taylor entered the ring with swagger, confidence, and a reputation for trash talk. From the opening bell, however, it became clear that this fight would not go the way Taylor had imagined. Goyat's masterclass in control. From round one, Goyat took command, no reckless aggression, no emotional overreach, just measured shot selection, clean footwork, and intelligent pressure. He controlled the distance beautifully, forcing Taylor to fight at a pace and rhythm that never suited him. Every jab landed with purpose, every movement had intent, every exchange told a story of experience versus impulse. Taylor attempted to bring chaos, lunging forward, throwing wide shots, trying to intimidate, but Goyat refused to be drawn into that storm. Instead, he dismantled it. Time and again, Goyat's ring maturity showed. He picked his moments, countered efficiently, and stayed defensively sound. The American fighter struggled to impose himself, often finding nothing but air or gloves where he expected openings. By the middle rounds, the momentum was undeniable. Judges left with no doubt. As the final bell rang, there was little suspense left in the air. The judges' scorecards reflected what everyone watching already knew. Unanimous decision, clear victory, no controversy. Niraj Goyat had not just won, he had dominated. For Indian boxing, it was a moment of pride, a professional showing composure on an international stage, proving that skill and discipline still reign supreme even in crossover combat spectacles. But if the story had ended there, it would have been just another successful night at the office. It didn't. Backstage, where tempers exploded. Moments after the fight, as the fighters made their way backstage, cameras captured what the ring had failed to contain. A heated altercation, a sharp face-off, an exchange that instantly went viral. Niraj Goyat and Anthony Taylor came face to face, no gloves, no referee, no bell to stop what was building. Words were exchanged, body language hardened, security stepped in, the tension was unmistakable. Taylor, visibly frustrated after the loss, appeared unwilling to let the defeat go quietly. Goyat, still composed but firm, stood his ground. The calm professionalism from the ring now met raw post-fight emotion. It was intense, it was uncomfortable, and it was everywhere online within minutes. Social media erupts, clips of the backstage confrontation spread like wildfire. X, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, fans weighed in from every corner of the world. Some applauded Goyat for standing his ground. Others criticized Taylor for letting frustration boil over. Many questioned whether such behavior damages the credibility of crossover boxing. The incident reignited a familiar debate. Is crossover boxing blurring the line between sport and spectacle? Where does promotion end and disrespect begin? Should post-fight conduct matter as much as performance? Sportsmanship under the microscope? At the heart of the discussion was sportsmanship. In traditional boxing, post-fight respect, handshakes, hugs, mutual acknowledgement is seen as part of the warrior code, but in crossover events, theatrics often take center stage. Anthony Taylor's outspoken persona has always been part of his brand. Trash talk sells, drama draws views, but when emotions spill over after a clear loss, the optics change. For many observers, Goyat's approach stood in sharp contrast. Win quietly, let performance speak, don't escalate. That contrast became one of the most discussed elements of the night. What this means for Indian boxing beyond the drama, the result itself carries significant weight. Niraj Goyat's victory was not just personal, it was symbolic. An Indian professional boxer stepping into an international crossover event, facing a well-known American fighter, and winning convincingly sends a powerful message. It reinforces the idea that Indian boxers are not just participants, but competitors capable of controlling and commanding fights on global platforms. And importantly, Goyat did it without theatrics. Taylor's night of frustration. For Anthony Taylor, the night was a reminder that confidence alone doesn't win fights. His crossover combat background gave him visibility, but against a seasoned boxer, the gaps showed. Timing, defense, ring IQ. These are not easily improvised. The frustration that followed, visible in the backstage confrontation, seemed to stem from more than just the loss. It was the reality check of facing a disciplined professional who refused to be intimidated. A night that will be remembered. In the end, this event will be remembered for two moments. Inside the ring, a composed, commanding, unanimous decision victory by Niraj Goyat. Outside the ring, a heated backstage face-off that turned a sporting contest into a viral moment. For fans, it was gripping. For critics, it was concerning. For the sport, it was revealing. The bigger picture. Crossover boxing is here to stay. It brings eyeballs, money, and mainstream attention. But incidents like this raise important questions about balance. Can the sport grow without sacrificing respect? Can promotion coexist with professionalism? And can moments of tension be managed without overshadowing genuine athletic excellence? On this night in Dubai, Niraj Goyat answered one question clearly. Skill still matters, composure still wins, and sometimes the loudest statement is made without saying much at all.